Which is worse? Artificial sweetener, because it works faster. At least with the other one, you had all these little, loops and bobbles and stuff to go through, and it was slower. The artificial sweetener just slaps you in the face now. The liver gets involved in all of it, but at least you had a little bit more time. Okay, we'll go on. What do you think of this picture? Kate found that. Did you Photoshop that, or was it really on the internet like that? That's a big bar of dark chocolate. Okay, dark chocolate is good for you. Truth or myth? This is a tricky one. I'm being very tricksy, very tricksy. All right, give them the answer. It's myth. Now, why I said I was being tricksy is because in dark chocolate you find a very specific phenol. It's spelled PH. So the PH is making the F sound. Phenol, P-H-E-N-O-L. The phenols are found everywhere. Phenols are a particular chemical structure that is in all plants. Some of them are actually very detrimental. The phenols can kill you. Did you know that poison ivy has phenols in it too? Don't drink poison ivy tea because you can die from those phenols. The phenols in chocolate are actually beneficial, but there's something else in chocolate that's not beneficial. What is that? Caffeine. So do we overlook the caffeine so that we can get the phenol? Is that what we really need to do? Could we find something that has the same good phenols in it that doesn't have the caffeine? You can. Oh, they're in every single plant. But of course, I'm going to pick on one that has some of the best phenols. And of course, it has a soluble fiber too. And you're supposed to eat 3 servings of it a half cup a day. And it clears all the bile out. What is it? Beans.
Are there chocolate covered beans?
She asked if there's chocolate covered beans. Yes, sir.
I drink coffee.
Uh-oh.
Okay? And I clearly see that you bring up caffeine a lot.
Yeah.
What's so bad about it? Yeah.
The question is, what's so bad about caffeine? Caffeine is an endocrine system stimulant. It causes, an endocrine system is the system in your body that makes hormones for you. So whenever you take in caffeine, you are making the endocrine system function at a higher level. You say, well, that's wonderful. Then I get more hormones. The problem with hormones is that they cause a lot of health problems. Number one, top of the list is cancer. So you guys remember all the, was it just recently that they did this too? The sports, we're not supposed to be doing hormones. You're not supposed to be taking testosterone. Steroids is what they call them. Because then all the guys bulk up and then they can win because they're stronger because they were using steroids. It's testosterone is what they're taking. And it's illegal to do that. And so there was somebody who was just disqualified out of some contest or something. I was just reading about that a few months ago. Anyway, yes. And they were banned many years ago, and because it's unfair as far as the sports competition, but also the men, and if the women are taking it, but it's men basically, they were getting testicular cancer, and they were dying of cancer. Because we know the hormones cause cancer. Women, you've heard of estrogen-fed cancers, right? Hormonally fed cancers. Is estrogen a hormone?
Yes.
Mm. If we take in caffeine, does that mean our estrogen levels are going to rise? Absolutely, and that is documented throughout the literature, thousands of places. Your doctors will even tell you. If you go in and you have fibrocystic breast disease, women, do you know what that is? It's these lumps and bumps in your breast. And sorry, men, you just have to ignore this, okay? Ladies, this is our own private conversation, ladies. But we get lumps and bumps in our breast, and then you go in and you have a breast exam or mammogram, and you have these lumps, and they'll say you have fibrocystic breast disease. And the first thing out of your doctor's mouth, he'll say, stop drinking caffeine. Because we have it in study after study after study that caffeine raises the estrogen level, and the estrogen is what's causing all this tissue to develop in the breast. And the tissue doesn't just develop in the breast. You can have fibroids. You can have endometriosis. You can have cysts on the ovary. All of that is from too much estrogen. Well, why do we have so much estrogen? Because we're drinking caffeine. Now that's in the female body. In the male body, it's a testosterone because you are more of a testosterone creature. So then you are at higher risk for prostate cancer, testicular cancer, all the male organ cancers. So it's just like bad news. And then, of course, we haven't even talked about the adrenal glands. Whenever you take in caffeine, not only do you stimulate the sex hormones to be produced in a higher quantity, which puts you at risk for cancer, but you are also stimulating production of adrenaline.